Hello everyone, this is Tails109, and did anyone guess that I will let's play Metroid Fusion? If so, you are right. Congratulations. So this is the fourth game in the Metroid series, and I figured I'd do this little double feature thing. So try and guess what the next game is based off of that. So I made this game before, as you can see by little Metroid icons, kind of like the little Triforce thing in the old Zelda games, the NES ones. This gives you the option to start over with something extra added in. So let's get into it. So we're going to get through a lot of narrative from Samus Aran, and let's see, to make things easier, maybe I will only try a terrible Samus voice when she's actually speaking, which is not very often. Yeah, let's make things easier on myself. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness, and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then, someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell's culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X-parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We'll soon be arriving at the B.S.S research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or B.S.S research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this woke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the B.S.S station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who just likes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CO. At least they recalled that when making Metroid Other M take place in between Super Metroid and this. I have not played Metroid Other M, but I'm aware of how it is. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X-parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now, go to the quarantine bay. I probably could have tried doing a really bad Samus voice during all this, but one, it would probably sound really bad, and two, I don't know if you'd hear me. I mean, I'd be turning up the mic as loud as I could. I do that for every video, and it's just enough for me to be heard. Let's just say that. So right now, everything's just gonna set up the atmosphere in a very linear passage. There, we're in the navigation room. And we have to stop. The game doesn't give us a choice. The quarantine bay is ahead. Vital signs are confirmed. Be careful. Shall we go? Yes, we shall. Also, we cannot shoot any doors open yet. Things work a little differently in this game. Aside from the game instructing you where to go numerous times, you also have to gain access to open certain hatches. And look, the parasite! Ah, it's scary. It's not harmful anymore. So yep, it was just one monster in the quarantine bay. How did that one monster cause so much damage in the quarantine bay? Unless there was something else there at one point, Nah, it couldn't be. Otherwise, it probably still would have been there. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X-parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X-parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing no host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X-infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X-parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X-parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is home to many specimens, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environment at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now get going. I released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. In other words, anything that is clear. And welcome to an amazing tune of the game. I love this tune. a lot. Also, up here are hatches we cannot destroy. Perfect. But see, we can get the clear ones. It's not all bad. Ha 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 ha. I ran past you. So this game does have a bit more of a sense of linearity than other games. Kind of in a similar vein to... Oh, a dead body in any For Everyone game. Absolutely. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah. Linearity is kind of like in Metroid 2, though to a different extent. We also cannot destroy that thing yet. We'll come back later. Here's another navigation room to stop at. It's mandatory once again. I have received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? Yes. With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. I'm trying to make it sound robotic, while still giving it a little personality. How am I doing with that? I forgot, what is in here? Oh yeah, it's something completely useless. There, we can't go through that. Oh! I didn't think you guys were up already. Ugh. Alright. And now we're gonna go up an elevator. And sometimes when traveling through these elevators, you get little thoughts of Samus. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under the name of Adam Malkovich. He called me Lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic. But Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect, and with some irony, I named the computer after him. I don't know if I should do the Samus voice. Some of you probably want it, others are probably glad I'm not doing some kind of stupid voice that will wreck everything for you. We'll go in there in a moment. For now, let's just go in here. I shouldn't have to stop at the navigation room. Thank you, because the data room is right here. And that's how it sounds in this game. And look, we actually start with 10 missiles. Hooray! And... Huh? Computer, what's going on? Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge vital signs, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Yes. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now, find a way to the target. Gotcha! This game does have a nice sense of atmosphere and use of its soundtrack. I'm not going in there just yet. Also, you can grab onto ledges in this game, which is quite nice. And, yeah, we do get a couple of puzzles, but again, they limit a bit where you can go. This is a recharge room. It recharges missiles. I always thought this screen here showed a number 10 when I was a kid. So I thought maybe it would give me 10 missiles. I was wondering why they always said 10. Now I understand it's showing a missile and energy icon on the screen. Kinda nice. I couldn't pick that up when I was younger. The only Metroid game I played by this point was Metroid Prime 2. As an 8-year-old or so. But hey, whatever. For some reason I didn't pick up on it. Well, we found a way through, and now we gotta fight these things. Oh, really? I have to waste missiles? Suppose I run out. Oh, hi. Thankfully, once again, the game seems to kind of generous on what to give you. It usually won't give you something you don't need. I like Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion for doing that. Oh look, Geronimo! We go right through and get a missile tank. There are plenty of these. And since I beat the game and I did not delete my file, I can actually be told how many there are in the game. And there will be a check mark for if you collected them all in the specified area. There is another hidden missile tank here. Definitely get it. There's a lot you can get on your way, but at the same time, there's a lot you cannot get on your way. And to go really out of your way, not really worth it. Anyways, here is the save point. We're nearing the first boss of the game. Yeah, there we go. Of course, it wasn't going to be that far. First bosses really weren't that far in the game until Metroid Prime 2. Okay, well, the original Metroid, it took a bit of time, but it was still a short game. So the eye things are back. We need to wait till the eye appears. In other words, when it's not going to do a shockwave attack. Which sometimes takes a while. Other times you get lucky like that. Those always drop a red one, which gives you like 400 units of energy and a ton of missiles. And you hear this music? You know a boss is coming every time you hear this. Also, energy tank. There is another one though. And it's kind of hidden. Yeah, I have to shoot a missile there, and there's no way to tell. If you shoot with a regular shot, you're not going to see it. And of course, we don't have the bombs yet. So let's go fight the first boss, which screwed me over so many times as a kid. This boss was so hard back then. The Arachnus X. It is taking a life form from SR388. So, he has 3 attacks. He has a Claw Swipe attack, which you just gotta jump over like that. Grab onto the ledge. Let's wait there. You don't need to jump over him like that numerous times. He also has a fire attack, which you have to wait till it goes away. It's usually followed by a roll attack, so you want to wait till he rolls by that point and just, well, hold it off. Don't jump until he rolls, basically. You always want to use the ledges to jump over him, and most bosses are followed by a final form like this. This thing follows you around, you shoot it with missiles to break it. After you hit him, he becomes invulnerable for a slight period of time. You'll have to wait till he stops flashing. If you shoot him with your regular shot, you can have him drop some extra X parasites, just so that if you need to restock on missiles or something, you're still fine. So now we got the Morph Ball. There we go. It's a quick first boss, but it gave me a lot of grief as a kid. Understandably so. This game actually does have some pretty tough bosses. I'm going to admit that right now. And of course, we got it, so we have to start using it right away. Which is a more modern game design, obviously. Older games didn't really do that. Usually you got something, they just expected you to figure it out. But this is better game design, honestly. It's better than just trying to figure it out. It lets you understand how to use it to a proper potential. I hate how I have to use 3 missiles on that, because I only get 2 back. And oh look, a recharge room. Okay, I didn't need that, but the map completion is very important. Alright, let's go. And you know what? This is where I'm gonna stop because it's almost 20 minutes. We'll continue moving on to the next area I have to get to in the next video. Until then, this has been Tales 109, and have a nice day.